Hey friends, Leigh Brown here and welcome back to My Kitchen, My Rules, where I have finally gotten 2 cameras so you people who like to look at the food can look at the food, not just me, although you're probably wondering why I have these fancy pants on. These are from the Wrightsville Beach Marathon a couple of years ago. So here's what we're gonna make tonight. 30-minute supper. So you're a hard-working realtor, or used to be, or you work hard at something else and you just don't have any energy left. I feel you. You don't have any creativity? Good. You don't need much. What you need is a pound of sausage. I've got Jimmy Dean here because they were out of Neese's at the grocery store, y'all. I was kind of fairly horrified by that. So let's put our skillet on a medium heat here and put our pound of sausage in so it can start browning. If you are not a sausage cooker, you might be wondering, Leigh, should I leave it rare? No ma'am, no ma'am. Sausage, we cook all the way through. It's pork. Raw pork ain't your friend. That's a technical reality of life. Okay, so we got that started in our big skillet. By the way, you need your big skillet. And if you don't have one of them big Calphalons like I have, it's an investment worth making. That's one of the things I use all the time. Now, while that's heating up and getting started, we're gonna dice 1 onion. And why are we dicing an onion? Because I have some in the kitchen. If you don't have any, this is why you should always have some little dried minced onion around, because there's just gonna come a day, friends, when you do not have an onion in the house and you will need one. And by the way, when you have one like this one, it's got these little black spots on the inside, don't be all stressed out. Just slice them off. They don't hurt a thing. They might be a little bit of fungus, could be set on the counter too long. The onions are cool because you can peel off the outside layer and you don't have to think not a bit about it. So look, shazam, we've got a nice clean onion. Wipe our hand off here and move that over. I just can't wait to read the comments on this video because I'm sure that some of y'all are pretty fairly horrified right now. But you know what? My kitchen, my rules, we use it. Y'all know those dates on things aren't anything but market employ, right? I mean, except for when things actually go bad. When we moved houses, we found a couple of things in the pantry from, I believe, 2013. It might have been 2012. And they were carrying quite a record for having been in the pantry for a long time. So those are the things that we did decide to put out in the compost. And by the way, while I'm chopping up this onion, I'll give y'all some advice on life. When you are giving food to the food pantry or to the blessing box, please don't give expired food. If you want to take care of your neighbors in the time of need, don't be giving them your wretched old cast-offs. And why do people like to donate kidney beans? Y'all bought them for some reason. You don't use them, and then you go to donating them. All right, so let's throw this in the pan with our sausage and get that started there. So anyway, I did not do real estate in pajama pants today, for the record. I did wear a regular skirt. But when I got home and had to get on a couple more Zoom calls and opportunities to talk on like the clubhouse where I get to do some mentoring, I love it so much. But there's no reason to leave my professional skirt on. I did leave, my pin on and left my hair did because it's important to feel professional from time to time. But you will notice, and all the middle-aged ladies in the room will give me a shout out on this. I didn't take my bra off yet because your day's not over till you take your bra off, and I have not hit the end of my day yet, so here we go. All right, so after you get your onion chopped up, y'all can hear that the skillet is starting to go now. We will start to break up that sausage as it gets to going. Now I'm using a medium heat sausage because my family likes a little bit of heat. You can use the hot, you can use the mild. I mean, just, experience some freedom, y'all. Sometimes you people think too much. All right, so we got 1 onion in the pot with our sausage. And now we are going to cook it until the sausage is done and the onion is done. And then we would add some garlic to the pot. But for me personally, I could not find my garlic. And I also could not find the dried minced garlic. So tonight we are using garlic powder, and that is why you have a cupboard full of options, frankly, because we need to have a backup plan. All right, so this is your easiest way to do. And by the way, sausage keeps really well in the freezer, and you can do so much with it. You can drain your grease off. This recipe, you actually don't have to drain your grease off because it's going to burn out a little bit with your onions. Because you didn't have to use extra oil or extra butter because the sausage grease will kick out for you. So I'm going to pause here for a brief break for the sponsors I don't yet have. And you'll be back with me in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail as soon as the sausage and onion are ready to roll. All right, friends, our sausage is cooked all the way through and the onion is translucent, and full disclosure, it smells like a carnival in here, and we need our carnivals back. So now that that's done, we're gonna add garlic. If I had real garlic, I'd be using about 3 cloves. All I have is garlic powder. So we're gonna put in, I don't know, like a tablespoon's worth or thereabouts. And that's about enough to sprinkle over the top of all of the sausage. That's a very technical thing there. So let's get that added into our sausage and onions. Next thing, ooh, that smells so good. Why does garlic always smell so good? Y'all can't smell it, just trust me. All right, next thing we're gonna add is 28 ounces of tomato sauce. You can use 2 14-ounce cans or 128. See, math friends, the main thing you gotta watch for, y'all, is when you go to the grocery store to buy this stuff, make sure there's no sugar snuck up in there because you don't need it. And so I'm using Furmanos. They do not add sugar to theirs. They're from Maryland. I did not know that Marylanders enjoyed tomatoes. So I, was glad to find it because it was on sale. That's how we roll around here. So let's add that in. Calm down the wild pan, which is nice and hot. Then we're going to add a 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes. The ones I had in my pantry have basil, garlic, and oregano, which sounds perfect for Italian. You can use whatever style you want, plain, reduced sodium. I don't know the point, but you could. Make sure you do not drain it first, though. Do not drain those diced tomatoes because you need the liquid. Okay. So now our pan is looking like some really good sauce. But we're going to keep going, friends. We're going to keep going. The next thing you need is some salt. We're going to use, let's see, about a half a teaspoon. And I know that y'all like to see that I can measure it in the palm of my hand, and that is a half a teaspoon. There you go. Sprinkle that around. You don't need a heck ton because you've got the sausage, which is going to have some sodium in it. You need about the same amount of pepper, and however much more pepper you use depends on how much your family likes pepper. Okay? Now we need some Italian seasonings, and we're going to add in some basil. If you've got fresh basil, if you're watching this recipe sometime in the summer, God bless, because real basil is the best thing ever. When you're using dried, though, just remember your dried condiments and spices, they can lose their flavor over time, but they can also be more intense when they're fresh. You should mark your spices with a Sharpie marker so you know how long it's been in the cupboard. Some of y'all, your spices predate, frankly, your readers and your hair color and everything else. So make sure that you get that freshened up. And then we're going to add some oregano, just because oregano goes really well in Italian kind of flavors. You could add fennel, you could add, lots of things in here, but those are my faves. All right, so that's got our sauce seasoned up a little bit. Now, we're going to get some lasagna noodles. Get your straight up lasagna noodles, a whole box. I've got the Barilla whole grain so I can sneak some whole grain into my family's food here. Now, by the way, if you are a vegetarian type person, this is an easy recipe to vegetarian it up. Just make sure that you leave out the sausage. I probably didn't have to tell you that, but just in case you were overthinking things. So just bust up your noodles, nothing fancy. You will notice that for whatever reason, tomato sauce likes to burble up out of the pan. So keep stirring it and keep that from happening. It's going to splatter on my children's hands back there from Vacation Bible School a decade ago. Ugh. Ready for Vacation Bible School this summer, y'all. Oh, that's my favorite week of the year. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. All right. We're kind of mushing the lasagna noodles down into the sauce. That's your goal. You can think why. You did not have to boil them first. That's one reason this recipe is a godsend. You don't have to get but the one pan out. You do not have to boil the noodles, make a giant mess. Just kind of mush them down in here. Get them some moisture. Stir it about. Get that sauce up off the bottom. Once we get all of our noodles in here, and we're going to try and get them mushed in. They are difficult tonight, but what's going to happen is they are going to soften up in this sauce, friends, and you will be surprised that you've not been having this your whole entire life. It's so easy and tasty. All right, now we're going to cover it with a lid. We're going to turn the heat down to low, and This sauce tastes good. We're gonna turn this down to low and let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know it's ready when the noodles have softened up, and then we'll add in some cheeses to put the final touch on. So we'll see you back here in just a minute. Okay, friends, let's see what we have. Oh, what? Oh yeah, all that moisture is pretty much gone. Got a little bit of crust around the edge. That's how we like it. You can cut the heat down if you don't. Now we gotta add the cheese. So you can use shredded mozzarella. You can also use the log mozzarella, which I do because I like the fresh mozzarella flavor. So this one is, what am I using here? Let's see. This is Bel Gioso, because it was on sale at the Publix. And they weren't as proud of theirs as the Harris Teeter is. So we're just gonna throw it in here, and we're gonna cover it back up and let it sit for just another minute. And then, my friends, supper is ready. Enjoy it. Let me know if it came out well when you made it. Give me a like and a subscribe, and then send me a picture of yours when you made it. And if you made any mods, let me know. Till then, I'll see you next time.